Hello, good evening, or good afternoon, parents, guardians. I guess I'm not sure at which time you are viewing this presentation. My name is Abe Rodemeyer. I'm fortunate enough to be the intermediate school principal here in Byron, and I'd just like to welcome you to this virtual presentation, Title I Parent Review Meeting. Just a few housekeeping pieces before we get started. Uh, Again, thank you for viewing this. After viewing, if you still have questions, please email the office and we will send you out a calendar invite for Thursday, March 18th around 5:30, where we can meet virtually on a Google Meet to answer any questions, further questions that you may have. This is a review meeting. Some of you may have seen a similar presentation shared by me last fall. So there's mandated through the federal government, the Title I program, is that we host two meetings during the year. One is an intake meeting done in the fall. The other is a review meeting done in the spring. This meeting really is to capture any feedback from you as parents as to how we are doing as a school to support your children with their learning. And so we do appreciate you completing the survey that will be shared with you here in the near future. So we use that survey information as feedback from you as parents. We'll also survey our students so we can continue to enhance our Title I programming. So once again, just move through the presentation here. Our purpose or objective, again, it's important that you are able to ask any questions of me. Again, we'll do that on Thursday, March 18th at 5:30. So please email the office here at the intermediate school and we'll send you a calendar invite. To learn more about our process, so what Title I looks like here at Byron Intermediate School, as I mentioned before, it is a state and federal mandate that we host two parent meetings. And then that survey that will be shared out with you, we do appreciate you filling that out so we can use that input to enhance our process. So Title I is a federal program designed to support state and local education initiatives. It's not meant to supplant anything that we're already doing, but to enhance that. And typically Title I programs are for reading and math. And we target those students who may be below our state or local proficiency standards. So our program description. So our Title I changes, or our Title I funding, I should say, changes every year, and it's really dictated by our free and reduced. The percentage of our free and reduced population here within our school. Not that you have to be free and reduced to qualify for Title I, but there is a linkage to poverty and learning, and so that's how the federal government determines our funding, our allocation that we get throughout the year. And you can see that it fluctuates year to year. You can see the different over the course of the last 4 years what that's looked like. So if you go to Rochester, you're going to see a different allotment. You go west to Casson, you'll see a different allotment. Again, it's just all based on our free and reduced percentage within our district. As I mentioned before, we do target the areas of reading and math. And it can look different from one school year to the next, just based on needs and feedback that we get from you. So how do you qualify for Title I? So we use several assessments that we give here. The MCA is an assessment that's given to all 3rd, 4th, and 5th graders. We use that. We have a local assessment here in Byron called FAST. It measures reading and math proficiency benchmarks. We use that along with some guided reading and phonics assessments. So typically one assessment won't qualify you. We really try to triangulate data and if we see that a child is scoring low on several different assessments, they'll get flagged, and we have a process internally that would determine, along with their teacher, your child's teacher, whether or not Title I would be a good fit. We do have a Title I compact. This is something that you would have received last fall and signed. It is part of the the Title I requirement, and it's really nothing more than a partnership and pledge between the parent and the school and the student, so we all understand what we are obligated to do. So Title I here at Byron Intermediate School. So there's a Title I program. It says K-5, so we're in two buildings. The primary school and the intermediate school run our Title I programs in a very similar way. Those dollars are spread out between both buildings, and how we currently use those dollars is to fund paraprofessionals. So at our school here in Byron, at Byron Intermediate, we're able to fund a portion of our third grade para, a fourth grade para, and a fifth grade para, and those paras push into the classroom to support students and teachers in the areas of reading or math. And again, everything that Title I provides is in addition to core instruction rather than in replace of. So this is just a visual so you can get an understanding of where Title I would fit in our system. So the diamond represents all learning that takes place at Byron Intermediate School. From the very severe needs that you might see in what we call Tier 3, all the way to gifted and talented, for which we call Cub, and everything in between. So core is something that all of our kids participate in. That's really done with our classroom teachers, math and reading. We all know that all of our kids learn differently and have different needs, and so we try to personalize learning the best that we can. And so kids who need additional challenges and or enrichment get provided that. Kids who need additional supports or interventions get provided that. And that's really where our Title I program falls in what we would classify a Tier 2. So it's small group instruction. A para would push in and may provide some additional math or reading support, or allow the teacher to provide some small group math or reading support. Tier 1, as I said, is reading and math. We've allocated, specified the amount of minutes on average that will be happening for reading and math each and every day. And again, this is for all students, regardless of what their needs are. They all participate in core reading and math instruction. Tier 2, again, it's more tailored to students who need intervention. It's flexible grouping, so just because a student may have started in Tier 2 in the fall doesn't mean that they would continue to receive that in the spring. It's all really based on the data that we're collecting periodically on the progress that students are making. So as students make progress, our goal is always to get them out of that Tier 2 and as quickly as possible. And this is done several ways. Again, we've got flexible grouping happening throughout the week. We have an after-school program called Dreams. We have a summer program called Summer Dreams. And again, all of this is in addition to the core instruction that they receive with their classroom teacher. Tier 3 is more specified. It's in addition to core. It's in addition to Tier 2. It's very focused small group instruction. It's done with a licensed reading specialist. Level literacy intervention is a program that we have used in the past for focused intervention time. Your child may be participating in Tier 3. They may not be, but just because they may not be in Tier 3, they would, if they do qualify for Title I, they would be receiving some additional intervention support, either from their classroom teacher a paraprofessional, or even our reading specialist. So we have several guiding documents to help us with our process. Of course, at our school, we use our Minnesota State standards. Those standards guide the instruction that our students receive day to day. The state of Minnesota has shared that all schools need a local literacy plan, as it's our goal that all students read well by third grade. That's the state requirement, something that we have in place, and it's found on our district webpage. We have just guiding principles of literacy instruction. We always use best practice when we instruct our students, and so we've identified what that is and those criteria. That's located on our webpage as well. Professional learning community. So every week our teachers come together, they share data, they talk about student progress, or if students are struggling, they share different interventions and strategies with one another. So that's happening. And then we have a team called the Mtss Committee that comes together every week. If teachers are struggling or having challenges with a particular student and their learning, and they've tried several interventions, excuse me, and are still not having the success that they hope for, this committee comes around that teacher to support them with new ideas, additional strategies and interventions that they can try. So what can you do at home? Remember, this is a partnership. As a parent or guardian, you are your child's first and best teacher, and we don't want you to forget that. And so, but there are some things that you can continue to do as things might be challenging at home as well. Please communicate with your teacher on a regular basis, where our teachers are here to support you and partner with you. So the more that you communicate with them, the most likely the better off your student will be. Stay connected with what's happening within our school, within your child's classroom. I know with COVID this year, there's a lot of communication that's been sent home, and sometimes you're on communication overload, but the more that you can stay connected with your teacher and what's happening in the classroom, the better, the more support that can be provided. Please ask questions. There's never a bad question, and we will do our best to provide you with those kinds of answers. And then consider enrolling your child into Dreams or Summer Dreams if you feel like that would be a good option. And last but certainly not least, there is a lot of research that connects a literacy-rich environment at home and at school can do wonders with supporting your child with their reading skills. And so we encourage you to do as much reading as possible at home, whether that's you reading to your child reading to you. Turn off the TV, the video games, the social media, and we just encourage you to create a space and time for reading to be done at home. So with that, I know this presentation was quick, but hopefully you have a snapshot of what our Title I program looks like at Byron Intermediate School. Again, if you have questions, additional questions, please email us here at school, and we will send you an invite for Thursday, March 18th at approximately around 5:30 for a Q&A with me, and I will hope to answer your questions at that time. We also will be sending out a survey for you to complete. Again, that survey is really important, so we really have an opportunity and an understanding of how we can continue to improve our practice and our process here at Byron Intermediate. So again, thank you for partnering with us. We appreciate all the continued support you show us each and every day. Thanks so much.